Dateline ABC News. House Speaker Mike Johnson is setting up his daughter for failure by teaching her biblical values. What? What's that all about? Well, it seems that back in 2015, Mike Johnson took his daughter to a purity ball. Now, a purity ball is basically a father-daughter dinner and dance, and at the end, the daughters make a commitment that they're going to remain pure until marriage. Well, that certainly does express Christian values. But ABC called it controversial. And a German reporter that was reporting on that event characterized it as looking like a wedding, as if Mike Johnson was about to marry his daughter. Seriously? The complaint is that purity pledges, quote, place too much pressure, too much burden on young women. In other words, having unwed sex is normal, while remaining abstinent until marriage is considered odd. Now, Johnson, because he's a Christian, has been under intense attack for all kinds of things by various media personalities. James Carville, who's a left-wing political analyst, called Johnson a threat that's bigger than Al-Qaeda. National Public Radio characterized Johnson as having close ties to the Christian right. Listen to this, both mainstream and fringe. Jen Psaki, who is Joe Biden's former press secretary, labeled him a religious fundamentalist. And Bill Maher, the famous left-wing comedian, compared Johnson, listen to this, to a mass murderer. So why are Christian values considered so controversial? What's the standard that these people are measuring normal by? Well, these people are naturalists. That is, they believe that the natural universe operating by natural laws is all that exists. They're atheists, and they define morality by what is natural in the natural universe, according to their beliefs. So when it comes to moral standards, they're relativistic. That is, they have to make up their own morality because there is no moral lawgiver out there. And they believe that any kind of objective moral beliefs are bad because they stifle people's natural tendencies. Now, Christians label this kind of naturalistic morality as immoral. Well, naturalists don't like that, so what do? They just turn around and call Christian morality immoral. They don't like being held to biblical sexual standards. To them, anything that stands in the way to free sex is anathema. So obviously, abstinence before marriage is considered to be evil. But it's not just abstinence before marriage. There are other places that have to do with sexual behavior that they also consider immoral. Stands against abortion, stands against homosexual behavior, stands against transgenderism, stands against adultery and polyandry or polygamy, stands against sex with children. All of those can be considered immoral by these naturalistic apologists. So, any stand for biblical sexual morality is called out as controversial. Well, it's time for Christians to call out relativistic sexual morality as controversial. When we're being put down as prudish, it's not wrong to call them out for their immorality. We should never allow ourselves to be put on the defensive like that. After all, we have the truth. God really is real, and he really has revealed his ways to mankind, including what is proper as it comes to sexual relations. So how do we get the confidence to do that? We do it by getting up to speed regarding our Christian worldview. This is Freddy Davis, president of Market Faith Ministries, a worldview discipleship ministry. Check out all of our great worldview resources at www.marketfaith.org.